morning coffee talk. So, when I was in high school, I was dealing with demons that were bigger than myself. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't feel like there was anyone I could talk to. I felt like I had no outlet. It was really overwhelming. At the same time that this was going on, a good friend of mine passed away. He was just like this wandering, lost soul on the planet. And I wanted to help him, but there was nothing I could do. So I had a lot of guilt in that relationship because I could see that he was suffering, but there was nothing I could do. And eventually we lost touch. I had to let him go because things were happening that I couldn't deal with. So when he died, that was really painful because I had a lot of guilt, and I was ashamed that kind of like when he got to his worst place, I wasn't present in his life anymore. So having all this information about myself and my friend, it was kind of like the last straw. So I tried to commit suicide. Depression has kind of always been part of my life. When I was in college, I became so depressed that I stopped going to all of my classes except for 2, and I was in bed all the time. The only time I wasn't in bed was to go to those classes and if I had to eat or go to the bathroom. And so I ended up shutting myself off from my roommate at the time, who was one of my best friends. She really helped me grow and change and experience life in such a positive way. And my reaction when I started to feel depressed was to just shut her out completely. After that, I was living in an apartment with another friend for a while, and it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I can't afford this anymore, so I moved home. Not that long after I got home from school, I met somebody and we moved in together. And again, I went through another bout of depression, and I got to the point where he couldn't deal with how that factored into our relationship, so he left. So here I was, I had 2 weeks to figure out what I was gonna do because I had this apartment I couldn't afford. So I moved in with my friend for a while, and then I decided to move to Maine. Not too long after I got to Maine, I met my husband. And again, I've had points in this current relationship where I've been really depressed. The worst depression was probably a year and a half ago. I was just feeling so much pain that I thought I would die. Physically, I was hurting because emotionally I was suffering so much that I thought it would kill me. I literally thought I was gonna die. I kept saying to my friends, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. But I think that was the point that I realized I couldn't do it on my own anymore. I mean, I had gone to counselors before, And I did have one great person that I talked to for a while, and she was really instrumental in my healing at that time. But it was like I had to keep going through all these cycles to learn something more and keep coming out on the other side. But it wasn't until I was at my very worst that I realized it's not up to me to do this alone. And, finding strength in other people to help me get to where I need to go is not a weakness. It actually takes a lot of courage to ask somebody else for help. So, needless to say, I spoke to my doctor, and my friends really helped me get through this time. And I had done some more counseling. So, I guess the whole point of this is that I realized that I needed the help of other people in order to help myself, and that was okay. It's okay to be vulnerable through other people. It's okay to reach out, because I feel like we're all here. We all have a lot of stuff going on. People are constantly trying to get through the ups and downs of life. Things are always getting thrown at us. And I feel like if you can kind of let other people help you through the situations, it can free up your mind a little bit to start to develop the tools that you need to come out on the other side. So I've just learned so much in the past 2 years. I've learned so much. I've learned what I need to make myself happy. I've learned that I only need myself for my happiness. Yes, you need a support circle of people you can talk to, people who are your friends, people who support you. But you also have to be able to find happiness inside of yourself. And I've learned that when I'm my happiest, I'm the best mom I can be. When I'm at my happiest, it just really simplifies my life. It's like, I know 1 through 10 things that I need, and I work to keep those 10 things to maintain my happiness. And then it's like much simpler. My life has become very simple. It's very simple what I want. And at this point in time, there's really nothing that I need, and there's not much more that I want than I already have. Like, I want to be able to travel. But aside from a few things like that, I really have everything else that I want. And within myself, I have everything that I need. So I just want to say, if I was able to come out on the other side, so can you. I mean, I have exhausted every possibility. I've put in a lot of work. It makes me believe strongly that if I was where I was like a year and a half ago, and I am where I am now, anyone can do it. Anyone. You're important enough to not give up. So just remember that.